studio. I have a 2,000 square foot studio in Little Italy on Union Street, right next to the Union City Grill. I've been there for about 13 years. Prior to that, I was in New York City. I started out in the fashion industry, and now I'm kind of in the corporate, 9-to-5 corporate world, and reports, magazine work, national magazines, stuff like that. But the focus has always been people. But the studio, although I love the studio, I love the neighborhood, I'd much rather be amongst the city folk and the 9-to-5ers down here. I'd love to see the city stay open till 10, 11 o'clock.
We're shooting for 6:30.
I do believe, just one minute, I do believe that if you bring food and you bring art, then you bring people. So that's kind of, if I have my dream, I'll be down here someday soon, and at least contributing my end. And I don't know if I can bring anything else. Sure. So who's
It's done this way.
Wait, you had questions though.
okay?
No, the question is oil or acrylic?
These?
Yeah.
These are actually, I'm glad you asked that, because they're photographs. They're inkjets on canvas. They're photographic images that are, I'm sure all of you are familiar with Photoshop.
Like cliches, or?
There are like 40 layers in Photoshop. It's kind of, I always say, if you got 100 pictures of the same image, you cut it up and start pasting it together. That's kind of the philosophy behind them. But they're just, the end product is a digital image that is printed on canvas, and then mounted. The canvas is glued to wooden boxes that I have made. I call them reverse, let me get this right. Reverse realism is when you paint a picture to look like a photograph. So I kind of call these double reverse realism, where they're images that are they're photographic images made to look like paintings, which sounds easy to do, but if you see a lot of artists, a lot of photographers try to create art with Photoshop and print it out to make it look like a painting, and are very unsuccessful. So when somebody comes into a gallery when I have these shows and it's like, oh, I didn't know you were a painter, I thought you were a photographer, then I know I've achieved where I want to be. So that's my goal. I'm a frustrated painter. I can't paint, so I know, so that's the second best thing. My goal is to work my way into something like that, where I can start doing illustrations, and hopefully if I had a choice it would be acrylic. But,
All right.
that's